Or it could be called Stuff Just Keeps Getting Older, because all of the recent discoveries are basically just hammering home and completely smashing up like the timeline of human history. Stuff just keeps getting older. It is a fact. We are finding more and more and more things that are just breaking the academic timeline into little pieces, little salt pieces. And I'm really excited. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Johanna and I'm obsessed with everything ancient history. Welcome if this is your first time. If you're an old timer, welcome back. I have had a little bit of a hiatus for the last 2 months. I have been filming a British TV show. Oh, I'm a trained actress and I thought that I might have to give up acting because I hadn't had a job in like 3 years and I got dumped by my agent in last January, and I thought maybe it's a sign, and then a friend found an audition and I did a self-tape, got a call back, landed the job. Oh my goodness. So when I can talk about what the job is and what the show is, I will of course let you guys know. Let's get back at it. So I thought I'd make a video on what I missed since I was away. No, there's been a lot of new discoveries. I take 2 months out and what do you know, there's like a heck of a lot of discoveries in ancient history have come to light. I've got my notes, and if you know what this book is, you're a legend. So, discovery number one. And this is quite big. This is quite big, especially if you are from the American side of the world. This is very exciting for you guys because 23,000-year-old footprints have been found. They've been radiocarbon dated. They were digging. I'm not sure why they were digging, but they were digging, and they dug down into what used to be an old prehistoric lake. And when they got down to a certain layer, they found fossilized footprints of children, or, you know, maybe just tiny footed people, but most likely children. Their footprints down by the lake have been preserved in time forever. And when they carbon dated it, they were 23,000 years old. Oh, it's big news, and here's for why. They believed that humans crossed over the ice bridge in the last ice age, like 13,000 years ago. And they went from Siberia and Russia, was joined with America. You were one big family because you had like an ice bridge. Well, there was a land bridge, and then on top of that, there was an ice bridge. And the idea was that it was after the last ice age, when that ice melted, the land bridge became available and people could like toddle across. Turns out, no, people were over in America before the last ice age. Literally, like, there's a 10,000 year time jump has just happened, which is actually mad. Not even like a couple hundred years or a 1,000, 10,000 years. That is a phenomenal amount of time for I'm getting too excited. Breathe. So that means that people were crossing over and living in America, in the Americas, 10,000 years before they ever thought they were. Amazing. And this is one find. If one find can push you back 10,000 years, I mean, you know what I mean. And again, running with the theme of things keep getting older, I think Turkey is going to be the MVP of like the ancient history game. It's the one it's the golden ticket. It's the thing that's going to just smash it through. Turkey is uplifting a lot of prehistoric facts, and it just keeps getting older and older. Obviously, I hope you know about Göbekli Tepe. I talk about it enough, but there are more tepes. There's not just Göbekli Tepe. There's like 3 other tepes which are very close to Göbekli Tepe, and then there is another site that they have found which is called Bonkuklu Tara. Bonkuklu Tara is a little bit further more into Turkey, a little bit more, never eat shredded wheat, a little bit more east. And it has been dated. The same thing happened. It was an old prehistoric site that has been covered with a mound of dirt, which perfectly like seals into a time capsule all of the organic matter. So what means that when they dig it up, they can work out when the site was buried. They don't know when it was built because you can't date stone yet. But, oh my God, the day that we actually work out how we can date stone, like, it is over for everything. I hope I'm alive when that happens. We can date the organic matter around, so we know that this place was buried 12,000 years ago. It is 1,000 years older than Göbekli Tepe. And it's also a huge site. They found houses, private buildings, a temple, the stone pillars, like Göbekli Tepe style. They visually look very, very similar. But it is 1,000 years older. And again, just to bring into perspective why this is so important, because schools and the academic timeline teaches us that civilization started only 6,000 years ago. In 6000 BC, sorry. I forget that we're like a little bit on from that. But they basically tell us that the first cities started around 6000 BC, when actually they are finding a more described. Come on, you've got houses, you've got buildings, you've got a temple. This is a village, if not a city. This might be the oldest city in the world. They might have even discovered the very first sewer system. They had sewer system. You're trying to tell me that this was hunter and gatherers? No. Also, cool fact, Göbekli Tepe has the oldest window in history. There's a building that has a window, and it's like the first one. It's the first ever window, all the way back 12,000 years ago. What? There just wasn't a window for like thousands of years? I don't know. I think it's starting to. I think we're going to keep discovering things that are going to point to a cyclistic circle of events. The timeline of human history, I'm less and less think it's linear, and I'm more and more thinking that it is a circular thing. Windows popping up here and then not again over here, and then we're probably going to forget about having windows, and then we'll have them again at some point. It's very exciting. They also found over 100,000 beads, like decorative little beads that they'd made, and 130 dead bodies. We actually have the people that were buried there. I hope they do loads of like DNA studies, and they do all of the dating of the bodies, but also like a gene study would be really fascinating. Like, who are these people that were buried here and why? Talking of beads, and this one again is just like, in one discovery, it just knocks it out of the park. They have discovered in a cave in Morocco, it's about 10 miles in from the coast, they've discovered in a cave beads, like beautifully made shell carved beads with holes and drills and everything, that date to 140,000 to 150,000 years old. Why that is incredible is because the oldest beads in the world that we have come from Africa, and they're about 130,000 years old. So these beads are up to 20,000 years older, which is just such a huge amount of time. And interesting that it's in Morocco. Is very interesting. Why? Because if you are a hunter of Atlantis, there is a theory that Morocco, southern Spain, northern Africa, Morocco, all of that area, the Azores, that chunk of the world has the hotspots for the potential Atlantean empires to have lived all around there. There was like 10 kingdoms of Atlantis, so those are the potential hotspots for Atlantis. Just interesting that the oldest beads in the world was found in the hotspot for Atlantis. Very exciting. I turned my autofocus off because my camera is so loud, so I'm just trying desperately to stay within the autofocus box, but I have a horrible feeling I'm going to look back at this and be like, what were they doing? Oh, where is the cave? You might want to know where it is. It's called Bismorn Cave in Morocco. I'll try and find a map. But there it is. That's where they found it. I stopped looking at the internet for just 2 months while I'm working, and then this is what happens. They find beads that are 20,000 years older than we ever knew was possible. The oldest temple in the world, they've just found another one that's 1,000 years older. Oh, and they found that people were living in Americas at least 10,000 years before they ever thought they were. So basically, yeah, history's getting older, and I wonder how many more discoveries is there going to have to be before people really start waking up to the idea that what we have learned about history, the timeline of history that has been fed to us, might not be correct, and we're going to seriously have to rejig what we think about and how we think about it, and just open our minds, start from scratch. Oh, while I'm here, while I've got you, stay there. Next year is going to be super, super, super exciting. I am planning as many trips as I can. I couldn't make it to the Peru trip last year because of the whole red list thing in the travel, but that's all opened up now. So I'm desperately trying to get out to either Peru or Malta. Maybe let me know in the comments which one you'd be more interested to see. In September of next year, 2022, that's scarily close, I am going on tour to Egypt, and I would like to invite you to join me. I think that there's only a limited number of seats left because it's actually sold out like really quickly, but me and YouTuber Annie XT, we are going to do our own tour of Egypt, and we're going to go and get private permissions, and we're going to go and see the Sphinx, we're going to go and see Abu Sir, we're going to go and we've got a private 2-hour tour of the Great Pyramid, just us allowed inside for 2 hours. You can climb wherever you want, you can film whatever you want, we've paid them off, it's going to be great. If you would like to join, I'll put in the description the link where you can have a little look at our itinerary, where we're going to go, what we're going to do. We're also going to do a Nile cruise, which I didn't get to do last time, so super excited. Just wait for my boyfriend to just keep waiting. Well, this is going in the video then.
What's happened?
I'm filming. Just because Joe Rogan's on real loud.
Stephen Crowder, by the way.
Stephen Crowder. Oh, we've had a severe lighting change. What was I saying? The tour. If you'd like to come on tour with us, click the link, check it out. I know that it is pricey. It costs a lot to go and see these places in private, but it is worth it. It is totally worth it. You can watch as many videos as you want, you can read as many books, but seeing these places for real, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. Sell your couch, sell your nan, do what you need to, see it. Okay, the sun's moved and it's all different now. If you're new here, welcome. If not, welcome back. I'm getting back into making videos. I'm researching. It's gonna happen. I will see you next week. Thank you for watching. Happy hunting.